Okay, this is the box that the barbecue grill is in. You can see part of it's in there. The rest of the pieces are spread out all over the patio. And here's the simple instructions. The first easy step was putting the 4 casters on the bottom. And it worked really well, except for this one, which decided to strip while putting it on, even though I was very careful to put it on the right way. So it goes almost all the way down. At least I got the right locking ones in the back. Now we place these 2 side panels on. So that's what we're getting ready to do here. By the way, this is the parts package that came. It was nice and neatly arranged. There's a battery and a knob. And this thing that's called the caster wrench, which is like the worst tool ever invented because it constantly slips off the casters and attacks your hand. Okay, now that the sides are on, we're going to attach the back. I didn't say on there, but you really need a good old size, like big number 3 Phillips to fit into these things, because your regular Phillips head's just going to slip right off of there. Okay, the next step requires 2 people because we're going to actually put the head on this thing. So that means we've got to get this out of here and onto here. So here's the head getting ready to go on the top. It does take 2 people, so don't be tempted to do it by yourself. And then the regulator hose here, and we'll take care of that later. Next we're putting on the front brace. The front brace screws actually go all the way through the top and the bottom where the head meets the frame here. Kind of locks them together. Now the rear upper panel is going to go on back here. Now we're attaching the shelf. Actually, one of the screws from the shelf is actually for the other part of that back panel that we put on. The top screw for that goes up in here. Okay, and now we're going to put the other side panel on, and this one has the extra burner in it, so that should be interesting. Gotta make sure we get that on right. Okay, now we're actually going to put the valve on this extra burner. The other ones for the regular burners come already attached. This one we need to attach, and then the burner is going to go in here. Okay, so you can see where it is. There's the regulator down here, and then our little valve is on the top of this here. So we got to take these screws off, and then we'll be able to put them in here and put the valve in there. So the bezel is going to go on. Put the off facing up, and then we'll put the screws in here. Okay, now that the knob is attached, we're going to put the actual side burner in. See, we got our knob here, then the burner is going to go inside of here and attach to our valve down here. Just like that. It's attached in. And we're going to secure this from the bottom. Okay, now we're going to place the wind diverter in, lining it up with the notch with the igniter, and then the burner cap. And now the thing that's the most confusing is this cap clip. And basically all it does is it goes down here, and you can't tell what's happening on the bottom, so I'll show you. It's clipping just around the metal here, but it's not real tight, it just kind of lays there. So we'll put the side burner grate on. There, and there's our side burner. Now the next thing would be attaching the ignition wire to the post here. We also have the grease tray in now. The grease tray rack actually comes out the back, so all the grease is collected in there. Okay, now we got the tank wire in. Just hooks in this little slot in the back, and then screws on with a self-tapping screw in the front. And a lower shelf, which is a very noisy shelf apparently. So all we do is we fit it into these hooks in the back. There's one there and one here. This little arm swings down. I'm going to screw that in there and screw this in here. Alright, now we're going to attach the doors using 4 screws on each side and attaching them to the front. Okay, so there's one door. In case you hear a squeaking sound, that's my dog playing with her squeaky toy. Okay, so now both doors are in their proper position. Now we get to install the flame tamers. One of the easiest things to do because they just slide in slots here in the back. This is a flame tamer. See, here's actually slots in the front. And they just slide in like that. And that's it. So we got 4 of those. Okay, now the heaviest suckers, the fire grates, go in. We got 3 of them, and they are heavy. They just lay on top of the firebox there. Got 1 more to put in. There, now I messed up the pattern. I want the flames all going the right way. I have to turn this one around. This is tough one-handed. Alright, there we go. Now we have all our flames lined up the right way. Okay, and one of the easiest pieces, the warming rack, goes in the back here. And just lays right down on top. There's the warming. Now here's the tough part. There's supposed to be a nice little adjusting screw in the back here for putting the propane tank in, but it's almost impossible to reach this adjusting screw. There it is, back under here. There. So we've got to open it up first before we can put the tank in. Okay, so now it's opened up. So now we make sure the valve is facing forward. We place the tank inside. Okay, now we bring the regulator in through this hole. And we're going to attach it to the propane. Okay, so now the regulator is firmly attached to the propane tank. Alright, now we unscrew our electronic ignition button, and we're going to put our AA battery in there, just like that. And that should be all set to go. Okay, now obviously we should go through all the regular leak and care steps, and we've already done that. But you can make sure you read the instructions on your own for that. And now let's see if we've got ignition. The second button is the one that the electronic ignition goes to, so we'll turn that on. Press the electronic ignition, and there we go. See the flame down there? We'll turn on the second burner. There it goes. And the third burner. There we go. So we've got 3 burners running and the last burner over here. Okay, so we tested all the inside burners, and now we'll test the last one. We'll turn this on, press the ignition switch. Oh, whoop. There we go. And we've got our side burner. So there you have it, as you watch it magically put itself together. We went through it step by step,
and you got your barbecue. You're all ready for the summer. So grab some hot dogs and steaks and hamburgers, and you're ready to hit it. For those vegetarians, well, sorry.